Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chet's Info Source. I am Chetana S. Today in this video we will study about the environment and ecology. So the first chapter or the basics for this we will see in this video. So ecology, ecosystem and functions of ecosystem we will try to cover in the chapter 1. So let's see the basic definitions related to this. The first one is environment. What is environment? So, environment, we all know, it's the natural landscape together where all the non-human features or the processes takes place. In simple terms, we can tell environment is what we see around. The second one is ecology. So, ecology is a subject which studies the interaction between organism and also with the physical environment means abiotic, which is non-living thing. So interaction we will study in ecology. The third one is biosphere. Biosphere is then biological component. Yes, it's the supporting life of earth, which includes lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So all these three components are involved in biosphere. Next one is habitat. What is habitat? It's a place where an animal or an organism make its home. It's a place where organisms live. So this habitat should meet all the environment conditions where an animal or an organism can survive. Okay. So for an organism to survive, it requires an ambient conditions to live, no? So that condition it has to pass. So what we can say from this, all habitats are environment. All habitats are environment, but all environment is not an habitat. For example, this can be understood like this. See, in desert, it's very difficult to stay, right? In Thar desert or Gobi desert, temperature is very high. It's very difficult for humans or any other organism to survive. So that's an environment, not an habitat. People generally do not wish to stay in that places, right? Also like Antarctica, where it is full of ice. It is an environment, yes, but can people stay there? No, it cannot stay there, and we cannot survive. We cannot lead our normal life. So I hope you understood the example of habitat. Next definition is ecosystem. So this ecosystem is then structural and functional unit of an biosphere where living beings interact with environment and also interact and exchange materials between them. So structural functional unit of an biosphere consisting of human community of living beings where it can interact with the environment and exchange between them. Okay, the next one is ecotone. So ecotone is a transition area between two biological ecosystem or the communities. For example, we'll take often mangrove. Okay, so mangrove is the transition or the ecotone between marine and terrestrial. Marine has full water, terrestrial does not have water. So this mangrove is a mixture of both, where you can see trees grown in water. So this is an example for ecotone. Here we come across a terminology called edge effect. Edge effect. So what is edge effect? Edge effect is, in this mangrove system, no, we can see an entirely different different organisms present here, or animals, plants we can find here. For example, we have taken a mangrove ecosystem, no, here we can see a special roots where the roots has the ability to exchange air for oxygen for the development of the tree. So this special feature is present only in mangrove. This is called an edge effect. Next one is niche. This is the seventh one, niche. So niche is the term for the position of a species within an ecosystem. So this is specifically where ecological species will stay there. Okay. Yeah. Next one is biomes. So it's a community of plants and animals that have common characteristics for environment where they exist. Okay. So it's a broader term compared to habitat also. This is the basic terminologies or definitions. Next we will see components of ecosystem. So components of ecosystem are two types. One is abiotic. This is biotic. Abiotic and biotic. Abiotic means non-living part. Example, climate. Climate means temperature, light, wind, rain, and soil, minerals, etc. Biotic, here we have three types. First one is producers, consumers, and decomposers. So first let's see the major abiotic components. The major abiotic components is the non-living part. Firstly, it is the non-living part. Non-living. So let me take a temperature. So how does the animals react for the temperature variation? So temperature variation affects the kinetics of enzymes. This will lead to the metabolic variation in organisms. So how the thermal variation affects the organisms, it depends. So here we have eurythermal. They can tolerate to wide range of temperature. And next we have stenothermal, where they can tolerate up to the narrow range of temperature. Next one is water. So water is very important for plants for photosynthesis. Okay. And here we have euryhaline. Euryhaline is organisms that can tolerate wide range of salinities. Salinity means salt. Stenohaline, where organisms are restricted to narrow width. We can also see of many freshwater animals as well. The fourth component is light. How plants and animals react to light. Plants require it for photosynthesis, a very important one. Animals, yes, animals also light are important, especially in aquatic animals up to the depth where the light reaches. So the animal variations also, or the aquatic animals organisms are also varied according to the light availability. Next one is soil. So soil helps for the vegetation to grow. So soil has many minerals, it has pH, it has topography. Topography means the composition of all over. So all these factors are important for soil. So for all these factors like temperature, water, light, soil, how will the plants or animals react to it? How will they react to it? So what are the response what are the response for abiotic factors? So firstly what they will do is they will try to regulate. So how will they regulate? They will try to regulate the temperature through homeostasis. So homeostasis is they will try to maintain constant internal body temperature. Constant internal body temperature. So this they achieve it through thermoregulation. Thermoregulation. This is evident in us also. Yes, when the temperature is more in surroundings, that is during summer, our body, what will it will do? It will try to regulate through sweat. So we sweat profusely during summer, and in winter we shiver. When we shiver, heat is produced in our body and hence body temperature is maintained. And also through osmoregulation in plants. Few animals also maintain through osmotic concentration. This is in aquatic organisms. And they also try to migrate. Yes, we see many birds migrating in Ranganatittu, Karnataka, or in Kilo National Park, where it hosts many migratory birds from Serbia. Serbia is near Russia, you can tell. From Russia to all way, it will come near Rajasthan. It will migrate such a long distance. Why? Because it is very cold. In winter, it cannot survive. It will come to Rajasthan. So these are called migratory birds. Example, we can tell Siberian cranes, Amur falcon, greater flamingo, examples. And few plants they will try to regulate using or a feature called thick walled spores. So these plants will form thick walled spores. This happens in bacteria, fungi, or in lower plants, in deserts also as well, where the water content or the water loss due to transpiration is minimized. So in deserts, you can see the plants will have thick cuticle on their leaves, or the wax like material on the leaves. These are all the how plants are adapted to the temperature variation. Also through suspension, that is they will lay dormant during the activity, that is dormancy. Dormancy in plants means they will reduce the metabolic activity. So this will help in maintaining hibernation. Hibernation is where animal will slow down the heart rate. So this will save the energy and will survive during the winter. Example, bear, bat, rodents, etc. They will also modify or adopt using estivation. What is estivation? This is similar to hibernation, animal dormancy, where this happens during the summer. Example, snail, fish. Diapause. This happens in zooplankton species. In lakes and ponds, they will It's a stage of suspended development. So this is how they will do. And morphological changes, as I said, morphological in desert plants will have thick cuticle, and animals also will have long legs, right? Yeah. And many fish, invertebrates, no, they will live at greater depth, so their pressure of water will be more, so they will adopt to their new pressure changes. They will also do through behavioral changes. Example, a lizard, lizard, when they are in the sun, their body temperature will drop. But when they move to the shade, the ambient temperature will start increasing. So this is how a lizard can change their body temperature. So through all this, animals or the plants will interact with the abiotic factors. Next, coming to biotic components. Biotic. So biotic is what first one we saw, producers. What are producers? These are the organisms which create food from inorganic matter. So these are the first species which they form food using inorganic matter. Example, plants, lichens, algae. They convert water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide into carbohydrates. So they form carbohydrates. Consumers. So these consumers feed on producers. Producers. Example, deer, beer. We human beings also. We human beings also. Next we have decomposers. So decompose, they mainly feed on dead organisms or waste. There is also called detritivorous. Detritivorous. These are also like decomposers, but there is some change or difference between these two. These detritivorous are there, no? Uh, the way they decompose the material or break down the organic material is where they differ. So detrivorous, they must digest the organic material within the body, within the body in order to break down then gain nutrition. Decomposers, there is no need to break down the material in the body. They will break down the material outside the body. So internally not required. So this is the difference between decomposers and detritivores. Another one is also there, scavengers. So scavengers are the first to arrive when an dead organisms remains. It includes wolves, raccoons, etc. Scavengers can be bacteria, fungi, etc. So uh, this is where the organisms or the plants adopt for major biotic and abiotic components. I hope you have liked the video. Please like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.